right, we're back with another episode for the garden series. Today we are going to be installing these garden trellises here from Vego. Vego is the same brand that does our raised beds here, and they have put together a very nice kit, which I will walk you through step by step in this video. We'll take a look at the detail and then the actual assembly of the thing. Let's go. All right, let's see what's in the box. All right, inside the box we have everything we need and instructions. So let's take a peek at these, get everything out of the box and get things started on our raised beds. Look at the top here. That's cool. Everything you have all right here. Boom. Assembly instructions. Man, the boys down at Vego, they really know how to pack a box. Take a look at all the stuff that was in this box. Man, everything that you see here was in that box, all nestled in there perfectly. Chances are I didn't need to do all this. Knowing them, probably could have come out one layer at a time, but here we are. Anyways, so if you do have soil and garden going on already, then I would wait until it is a good time to be able to reach inside and access the inside hardware so that you're not disturbing your vegetables in your garden and everything. We don't have anything inside of these beds as of right now. So we're able to do it. So just throwing that out there. Let's get started. So step one is to set these beds 4.5 feet apart. So let's do that. Step two, attach the connectors. So need to identify the upper connectors, notched cutout, and the lower connectors have a smooth cutout. Here to demonstrate, we have a notched cutout right next to a smooth cutout. See the differences right here. Here we are on one of the inside of the garden beds, and this is going to be the interior portion that the trellis is going to go attached to. So this side of the raised bed. So the first upper is going to go the second one down. So 1, 2, and the upper is going to be the notched version here. Okay, and then the lower is going to be the fifth one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's going to be the lower here. So I'm going to get these placed, and then we're going to repeat this with all of them here. So let's get going. Here's our setup. So we have our notched ones on the top here, and then we have our smoothie ones here on the bottom. And so this is going to be repeated. So let's take a look at what we got here. So remember those little braces that were kind of connected there? What I decided to do is just take those down, and because the second hole, the second layer is where this was, I'm just going to bring this on up to the third one once we're done here, just so I can continue to use those braces. It doesn't look like the instructions consider that, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and, as you can see here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of each on both sides. Eventually the trellis piece is going to go here. It's going to make a big arc, and then it's going to connect over here. So let's finish the job. So here are those, and what I realized as I was doing this is that I need to critter proof this bottom here as like this one here, and then number 2 to put cardboard down, because as you can see, the grass that is growing here is bulging up my chicken wire, and that is not going to fly. I am going to make that addition and then catch back up with you for the remainder of the trellis. All right, so that's done, and eventually I'm going to have to trim all this out. I have a upper right hand corner video about critter proofing and kind of the whole process and my theory there. Anyways, I will trim off the excess once the garden trellis is actually on, so we're not fiddle-faddling around with that, and then eventually having to make all these crazy adjustments. Anyways, so let's carry on with this trellis here. What's the next step? Step 3, attach the arch poles A1 to connectors. So once the connectors are secured to the garden bed, slide the longest square poles A1 into the connectors with the flat end down and the notched ends up. All right, secure the square poles by inserting H4 bolts through the lower connectors and attach the cap nuts. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so these are the poles here, and they are square, and we're going to connect a set here just for demonstration and get her going. All right, so here's our upper, here is our pole. Love how everything's like in its own little fabric here. All right, oh, just good hardware, man. Look at that. All right, so it looks like we have a notched end here. This is probably going to receive something here, and I'm assuming this is the bottom. Let's double check here. Flat end down and the notched end up. So notched end is going to go up. So we're gonna slide it in here, but let's make sure, yeah, we need to go this way. Okay, so the hardware is gonna come through at the bottom here. You'll see it here in a second here. So let's go ahead and slide her in. Nice and tight. Watch those fingers. So let's line it up and get the hardware in. So here's what we got going on. We got the upper here. There's no hole for any hardware here, and then we got the lower here. You can see through here, and then there is a hole like so coming through the bottom here. So let's attach the hardware, and the hardware is going to be a bolt and a nut, a H4 and an H5. Let's go grab those, and I'm going to secure it. I'm going to do one for as many sets as I have. So let me see how many poles we have. Looks like we have a pole for each one of these, so I'm going to go ahead and get them all mounted up, and I'll see you when we are done. Let's point this out. So take a look at the Vego hardware here. So where it receives in the bolt, you can kind of see how it is shaped in the plastic, and it just receives that bolt, all right, kind of this way, so it's not protruding outward, and then the nut goes in there oh so nicely. Just a nice little touch, Vego. Good job. All right, and here are the 8 pieces here installed. Let's go ahead and see what the next step is. All right, next step, we're gonna do more of these square poles here onto what we have already. So square poles are gonna be attaching this way. We're gonna go like this. Let's get them all built up. All right, making progress. Let's see what we have next. Looks like we're gonna be doing the curvy bits here. So we're gonna do A1, got that, A2 curvy, A3 curvy. So, and FYI, this is the one that we're aiming at here. So what I'm doing is just assembling these ahead of time. Just kind of placing them in dry, like so. Keeping pressure so they're not falling apart on me. And then kind of just getting them in there. There's enough slack on these. They do wiggle a little bit to allow for it to kind of go in nice and straight. So just kind of patiently get it in there. A little bit over here on my left, and then over here on my right. And eventually it all goes in. Pull this towards me. That's it, times 4. Alrighty, step 5. So what's going to happen next is we're going to be attaching these connectors here to the bars of the trellis. In this case, we have 4 of them, and you have long and short lengths. Okay, so for this, we're going to have a staggered line of short and long, back and forth until it's all done. And then what's happening here, these pieces, this is a little gasket on the inside of the square bar and a little gasket on the outside. And they're labeled here H7 and H8, so 2 different things. And basically once assembled, there is a reduction of the amount of water that can come in. And then once all those are done, the links are in, you're gonna be filling in the blank spaces with these little end cap gaskets here, also made of rubber. So pretty cool that Vego considered that to protect the system from water. Let me show you what we got here. We have 4 poles. Here's the spacing. Long, short, long. This is the short. This is a long. The short's gonna go between these 2 here, and then the long is gonna go here. It looks like they're gonna be staggered as it goes. We'll see what happens in the end. This is the end of one of those poles. Here's the little screwdriver that comes with, and here is a bolt. So basically, the bolt goes in and connects here using these as the in-between. So we're gonna follow the pattern on the little paper here, and then hopefully that is the start of it. So you can have a close-up of what's going on here. There are little rubber plugs that come in the kit, 1 to go inside and then 1 to go outside, and then the linkage comes together to allow for this bolt to come on in, and that keeps everything nice and waterproof. Then you just make it nice and tight with the included screwdriver, and you're good to go. So you do that for all of them, and then whenever you're done, you have little individual plugs for the holes that are unoccupied. And here's the detail of those little plugs that go into the unoccupied spaces, and then you do this for all the unoccupied holes. last but not least, we have all these little Vego Garden clips, and basically they go here. Little indentation here. It wants me to go this way, so it goes upside down. Look at that. All right, Vego Garden, cool. Do that for all of them. Cool, that's it for the Vego Garden Trellis system. This was such a breeze to put together. The kit was extremely professional. The quality is second to none. Everything just went together like butter. It was by far one of the easiest and nicest kits that I put together by far. Really high quality. I expect a lot of use out of it. It seems like Vego has thought of everything. If this video gave you value, please go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel to follow along. I have a link for this in the description below if you wanted to check out this particular system, as well as for the beds here. I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.